Hello traders, Rich here, and as per the request of many members, in this video I'm going to analyze USDCAD. I'll try to make the multi-time frame analysis as educational as possible, so please make sure to watch it till the end. So let's get started. First of all, as usual, we'll start with a big view on daily time frame zoom out or even weekly. It depends on the information we are looking for. So USDCAD is currently sitting inside a strong support and resistance zone in orange, rejection from here, here, and here as well. And not to mention that support and resistance are meant to be zones and not laser lines. That's a mistake many traders make. They enter on a break below a support and a break above a resistance, which is very dangerous because support and resistance are not lines on our chart but zones. So since USDCAD is sitting inside a support zone in this case, so we'll be looking for objective buy setups on lower time frames. We also have a gap which adds more confluence to our setup. We'll talk about the gap in a bit. So we'll be looking for objective buy setups on lower time frames, and a professional and successful trader always keeps two scenarios. So we are not investors, we are traders. We have to adapt to different market conditions and if our setup conditions are changed. So we are looking for a buy unless price breaks aggressively below our support, then our support becomes resistance, then we'll be looking for objective sell setups on lower time frames. But for now, as long as USDCAD is sitting inside our support, we'll be looking for objective buy setups. Now that we know what we are looking for and the possible next direction, we'll try to zoom in and out and look for other factors that may add confluence to our setup. And as per my trading style, when I have at least 3 confluences, I will then look for triggers. So let's take it to the next level. So we all know that we want USDCAD to go up, at least for now, unless it breaks below our support as mentioned before. So we have 3 cases. We want the USD to go up and the CAD to go down, and ideally both. So here we have the USD and we have the CAD. We want USD to go up and CAD to go down, or even the relation between the USD and the CAD is going stronger. So for example, if USD is going stronger but also CAD is going strong, even though we want the CAD to get weaker, but it's okay. If the USD is getting stronger and the CAD is getting stronger, but USD is getting stronger than CAD, then the overall pair USD-CAD will go up. So now let's zoom into lower time frames and look for potential buy opportunities, and as mentioned before, for more confluences. But before we do that, let's look at the DXY index and Brent oil. The reason why we'll check these two, because the DXY is the USD index. So if the DXY goes up, then the currency of US dollar will go up, and Brent oil and CAD are highly positively correlated. So if we can expect a downward movement on Brent oil, then we can expect a downward movement, a bearish movement on CAD. So, and that's exactly what we want to see. We want the best case scenario. We want to see the USD to go stronger and the CAD to go weaker, because we want to speculate a bullish movement on USD-CAD. So let's delete these two as we don't need it anymore. Give me a minute. Now let's check the DXY index. As you can see here, price was trading inside the symmetrical triangle and broke it downward. So here's our projection from here till here, and here we go. So price almost filled its projection. That's our first clue. Our second clue is that the DXY is overextended to the downside. As you can see, many red candles, around 7 or 8. Moreover, price is currently sitting around a strong demand zone. Here's our base. That's for those who don't know what demand zones or the type of demand zones, that's a rally, base rally. Okay, so we will be looking for objective buy setups on lower time frames. So a movement to the upside is expected on DXY. That's for the DXY. If we check the Brent oil, we can see that oil is filling the previous gap. Here's our previous gap. For those who don't know, gaps act as potential supply and demand zones. In this case, it's a supply zone since price made a huge movement to the downside from it. And the reason why it acts as a supply, as many traders saw this aggressive movement downward and obviously didn't catch it because it was a gap. And 90% of them didn't sell here because they believe that price already made a huge movement and their stop loss would be huge. So what they do is that they wait for a retest, and around 70% of traders put like sell limits around here and here and here to catch the sell from its original movement to the downside. That's what they think it would be a fair zone to sell. That's exactly why we can expect a trend continuation as price retests the previous gap. For now it's around halfway, so here's our entire supply zone and Brent oil is now sitting inside it, so we can expect a reversal very soon. And as usual, we are traders, we always keep both scenarios, so we'll be looking for a bearish movement on oil unless price breaks it upwards, fill it and then break it upwards, then a movement to the upside would be expected. So now we know that we are speculating a downward movement on Brent oil and an upward movement on the XY, which adds more confluence to our setup as we are expecting an upward movement on the XY. That's exactly why we would be looking for buy, as we would expect a USD to get stronger and Brent oil to get weaker. So USDCAD will also, we're expecting USDCAD CAD to get weaker, so USDCAD will go up. Now let's zoom into lower time frames and look for potential buy setups. First of all, if we zoom into H4, we can see that USDCAD was trading inside this descending triangle and broke it downwards. So if we zoom in, we can see that USDCAD almost filled its projection from here till here. As usual, we copy and paste it or move it. So here we go. Price is sitting around our gap, which explains this exact gap from oil. So we can see that this gap was due to CAD and not USD, since it's highly positively correlated with oil. So that's from H4. Then if we zoom into M30, here we go. First of all, we have an impulse, correction, and then impulse again. If we measure its projection from here till here, we can see that USDCAD almost filled its projection. That's another clue. So let's delete it for now. And USDCAD is currently trading inside this channel in red. It's not valid yet as it only connects 2 swings here and here. We want at least 3 swings to form a trend line to consider it valid. So we are waiting for a third swing to form around our upper trend line to consider it valid and to consider it our last swing, and then we will enter after a momentum close above it. So as you can see, trading is reactive and not predictive. Even though price is sitting around a strong support and overextended from DXY and Brent oil perspective, we will not buy yet as we are waiting for a more confirmation and a trigger. So that's our first trigger for conservative traders. And we also have another one. First of all, let's check MACD. As you can see, we have a divergence on MACD, which means that a potential reversal might happen. And I really like to use the word potential for divergence, as it's not foolproof and not an indication to buy right away. we always wait for our trigger, which is in our case a break above the last swing. We have another entry opportunity here for the short term. USDCAD is trading inside these two blue trend lines, but the upper trend line is not valid yet as it only connects two swings. So we are waiting for a third swing to form around it to consider it valid and then enter on its break upwards. That's for our short-term view. And for a long-term reversal, we are waiting for a third swing to form around our upper right trend line to consider it objective or valid and then enter on its break upward. And as I always say, until the buy is activated, meanwhile would be overall bearish on USDCAD, and it can still reach our lower support in orange or even fill the entire gap before going upwards. We are just like a detective gathering clues, and a mistake that traders usually make is that they enter immediately after one or two clues without waiting for a confirmation. Our confirmation is always a break above the last swing high. In our case, because we are looking for a buy, we want the buyers to prove to us that they are strong enough to push above the previous high. That's it for USDCAD. Hope you like the analysis. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to our channel for weekly learning material and pairs analysis. And if you want me to analyze a specific pair or talk about a specific topic, feel free to comment in the section below. And I'll see you on the next video.